Here's a tip. Some machines and online games have higher average payouts than others. Want to try to maximize your odds? Well, do some research online to find games which have the highest RTP or return to player percentage. So now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
They're so close that we're barely going to be getting any value on the plus side of things. I think there's a little bit of value on the Blue Jays today, but it's an awesome division. Like, I don't want to see teams running away and be up by 12 games in first place. We want to see teams constantly battling for first place.
They hit a team total. I love that. So as many times as we get bad beats, you do get the same amount of good beats, typically in your direction, if you wait long enough.
Pro Baseball today, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple of 18.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Let's roll. This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency. The pistol players, the hustlers, the people that bust over, and everybody else in between. Let's do this thing. The Wicked Wednesday has begun, and the playoff chaos has begun as well. We're breaking it down on our SportsGrid Radio and Television Network, Sirius XM Channel 159. We played 3 quarters of play at the world's most famous arena in Manhattan, and the home team, the New York Knicks, are leading by 3 after 3. It's that close. 90-87. It's been close throughout this basketball game, although the Knicks have been in the lead for the most part. The Pacers came out hot and hit like their first 8 shots of the game, but the Knicks still managed to win the first quarter. They outscored them 36-34. In the second quarter, they outscored them 33-28. Pacers outscored them 25-21 in the third quarter of play. So as you saw, it did slow down in the third quarter. We've got the over in the basketball game, over 221. I got over 232.5, and I got greedy, and I even played something in the 240s. That might have been greed, Wall Street greed, getting to me. Gordon Greco, greed got to me there. But the in-game total just fell at 232.5 right now. That was a pretty low-scoring third quarter. There's going to be a lot of fouls here. It should land right around this number, I figure, in the mid-230s still. Look, the Knicks are already at 90 right now. There's still a full fourth quarter to play, and the fourth quarter is just getting started right now. So the number is 232.5. The Knicks are minus 3.5, minus 165 on the money line. The Pacers are plus 135 on the money line right now. So we'll obviously keep our eye on this. Paul Bovey's going to step up and in. We'll break it down with Paul Bovey. We've got Golf Talk with Brady Cannon, the Raging Redhead, Cam Stewart in the house. Dave Delano. We've got a full house tonight. Ian Cameron, a.k.a. Babano, joins us. We played 2 periods of play in the Lone Star State. Texas hockey, the Dallas Stars trail the Edmonton Oilers 3-1. The Oilers getting it done once again, and the Oilers have just been on a roll since they lost the first 2 games in the playoffs to the Los Angeles Kings. And you know, it's easy to look back often when teams go on these runs and forget. It's easy to praise them. This team is unbelievable. They're playing so well. And it's easy to forget, like, how close they were to actually being eliminated. And The LA Kings were literally like half a puck. And we happen to have a hockey puck right here. I don't know. They were like half a puck away type of deal. If you recall, the Kings could have taken a 3-0 lead in the series. And they shot for the empty net, and it like hit the post. It hit the post, and Edmonton scored, and Edmonton won in overtime, whatever. And everybody was flipping out at the LA King coach after. You guys always blow leads. And he said, hey, we were like, we were a goalpost away from basically, being up 3-0. And that's what happens. You're that close, and then after, you're that hot after. There's a fine line between winning and losing. And the Oilers are just hot right now. So the Oilers are up 3-1. In-game total is currently 6.5. Last night, we were in the same spot on the program. And it was the same score, actually, I remember. So it was last night, and I said, all right, it's 6.5, but it's plus money. And I said, there'll be goals. There'll be goals. And you figure there'll be goals in this. Every game is different, so it's not the exact same script as last night. So, the Dallas Stars right away figure, all right, will goalies be pulled? Yes, goalies will be pulled, but then that's assuming there's not even more goals scored before we get there. Let's hold off and hope for a 5.5. We could miss out. It wouldn't surprise me if Dallas or Edmonton scored early in the third period, but let's hold out for a 5.5, then we'll jump in on the over. Major League Baseball, same teams as the last couple of nights that have been playing. So we got the Dodgers and the D-backs going at it again. We got a pretty good pitchers matchup here with Mr. Burns and Dustin May on the hill. So we got Burns versus May. Dodgers moderately favored by their standards, minus 155 favorites. Arizona are plus 130. The total is 9 in the baseball game. We'll play the Dodgers. Dodgers got it done last night on Mexican Heritage night. Tonight, it's Will Smith bobblehead night. And the interesting thing is, the LA Dodgers, their players have hit a lot of home runs, like on their own bobblehead night. There's been a Toronto Blue Jays streak like that as well, like that goes back a couple of years. There's a couple of misses here and there, but the ironic thing is Will Smith's not in the lineup tonight. So I don't know, maybe Will Smith comes in as a pinch hitter or something later, and it's like late drama, but Will Smith is not in the lineup. Of course, the Dodgers called up their top non-pitching prospect in Dalton Rushing, who happens to be a catcher as well. But it's good because this way they don't have to run Will Smith into the ground. So Rushing gets the call tonight for the Dodgers. We did play the total base props tonight for the Dodgers. We're getting pretty nice money because it's Corbin Burns, but all it takes is a double to win these bets or two singles. So Mookie Betts, we're going over Mookie Betts, 1.5 total bases, plus 145. Mookie Betts is hitting 250 in his career against Burns. Ohtani does have a home run in his career against Burns. And Ohtani's number is over 1.5 total bases, minus 105. And Teoscar Hernandez has also hit Burns in the past. So we're getting, I got plus one. It's fallen right now. I see plus 115. I could swear. I'd be like, I swear, like on the Gambler's Bible that I just bet this at plus 145. And I did, and I'm confirming it. I'm looking at my bet right now. Total base is over. Teoscar Hernandez, plus 145. Now I see it's plus 115 for whatever reason. Let me tell you, I didn't bet enough to be moving any numbers. The New York Knicks have taken a 7-point lead right now. There's OG Anunoby in the house getting it done. So OG for 3. And the Garden is rocking this evening. The Pacers are starting to hit the wall offensively a little bit right now. Now trailing by 7, 99-92. The Pacers are currently getting 7.5 right now. The money line has popped up to plus 400. Total 234.5. We saw the Pacers, the Pacers against the Milwaukee Bucks. They were able to, okay, we're going to go on a run now at any time. You can't really do that against the New York Knicks. Like, there's been a difference in this game tonight. Like, the Pacers are scoring. They've hit the wall a little bit, but it's been a good offensive night for them. But they're basically trading baskets with the Knicks. And the difference is the Knicks actually come up with a stop every now and then. So it's almost like an Arena Football League game, right? You don't have to have a good defense. You just have to have a good defense on like 2 drives, like in an Arena Football League game. It's almost like the modern NFL or like college football. whatever. We can give up 24 points because we're going to score 30. We just need to get a stop or two in the fourth quarter. And the Knicks are getting the stops or two, and they're hitting the shots, and that's been the difference. The Pacers just not getting enough defensive stops right now. So the in-game total is 234.5. The Angels keep winning, and we keep losing with the Athletics over the last couple of nights. It's getting frustrating. It's been 2 nights in a row, and I hate chasing baseball games. Right, that's the worst thing you can do in the summer is you get caught up in this vortex of betting baseball nightly. And, they lost the first 2, and I can't get swept. And, they've lost 6, 7 in a row and all this. Yeah, it often does happen. But I'm kind of screwed. I'm dug in right now. And the fact I saw Moneyball was on TV a couple hours ago. So let's take the A's against the Angels tonight. So we're on the Dodgers. We're on the A's. We got Mookie Betts over 1.5 total bases, Ohtani over 1.5 total bases, and Teoscar Hernandez over 1.5 total bases. Let's hope we can get a 5.5 in the hockey game, and we'll pull the trigger on the over. Third period set to begin. Let's roll.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the game starts so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Cages. Let's get lucky.
It's the Wicked Wednesday. This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency. And New York Knicks fans, they're not going to be raging. They're going to be partying tonight. They're already naming street names after these players and stuff for winning 2 playoff rounds. So each game, it just gets bigger and bigger. And the Knicks are starting to pull away right now. Siakam just missed a dunk. It's 101-92 for the New York Knicks. The Pacers haven't scored in a little while, and they just fouled Karl Anthony Towns taking a 3. They just did this, like, on the last possession, where they fouled somebody taking a 3-point shot. Like, the Pacers are sort of in meltdown mode right now. It doesn't look like the Pacers are going to win the game or cover the point spread. We got to hope for just points on the way out here, as many as we can possibly get. I don't even care who starts to score here. Just score. All right, so we got a 3-1 hockey game, and it seems like this intermission has been going on forever right now. So the third period still has not started. The Oilers are now minus 1,200 on the money line. Dallas Stars are plus 700 on the money line. Pretty big price. Total is 6.5 right now. You can get 2.5 goals with the Dallas Stars on home ice, losing 3-1 right now. And being Cam's bookie, I would be aware. I would make this like minus 158 or something, because I know Cam would call in, hey, can I get the Stars plus 2.5 now?
Well,
like,
you
sure
kind of
can,
know
Cam.
that.
Minus 175 for you. Yeah, minus 175, but
you and Cannon are like the homicide cops. I'm already in the room. You know what I did. You know it was me. You know, got my DNA. I'm done. Yeah, I'll take
last
Dallas
night. It was a bad idea. Like last night, I knew Florida was just. It was sort of going. It was like a tilted pool table. This is different. This is different. Dallas are, getting 2.5 is. I'm already on Edmonton, so I don't really want to tempt fate here, but getting 2.5 with Dallas is tempting. Right now, we all know about 2-goal leads in hockey, even though the 2-0 lead seems to be the more dreaded one. I'm waiting for the total to fall to 5.5 if they don't score in the first couple of minutes here. We should note, actually, as the period's set to begin, that the Dallas Stars are starting the third period on the power play. Brady Cannon in the house, Las Vegas golfer, but Brady's got tickets in different sports, and I know you've been betting the futures, Brady. You have a Dallas Star future, don't you?
I do not. The well has run dry on the ice. The Toronto Maple Leafs were my last hope. Last year, I nearly went 4 for 4 in the Final Four. This year, I was
not good.
0 for 4. Yeah.
So, that never ends well. The Leafs were my last hope, meaning,
Right. And boy, I tell you, I don't think I was alone in thinking they might actually do the deal this year. I think, Gabe, you expected him to win the series against Florida. I did too. Florida winning 3 in a row.
And I should know, I got to jump in. Dallas scores like right away on the power play. Like I said,
there you go.
I'm getting killed here. This happened last night where I was like, oh, let's wait for the total. And I even said a couple of minutes ago, I said, man, we could get burnt. They're probably going to score like right away. Here we go.
Thank you, Gabe. You let me call my bookie instead of my lawyer. I made a good decision at the 2.5 for now.
Yeah, the 2.5 suddenly is gone. It's 1.5 right now. So they score on the power play right away. They just took a wrist shot from the blue line. It went in, nothing special. And suddenly we got a hockey game, and suddenly the freaking total gets to 7.5 right now. Ooh. So over 7.5 is plus 145. Under 7.5, minus 180. Any action for you, Brady, in the NBA tonight? And this game really is all but done right now. The Knicks are just pulling away, 108-92. Suddenly it's turned into a 16-point basketball game.
No, I did not have any action on the hardwood or the ice tonight. I'm all out of the futures in the NHL. I was on the Golden State Warriors to win the Western Conference, but actually got out of that by betting Minnesota to win that series. As soon as Steph Curry got injured, I came in around the other side and bet Minnesota to win that series. So basically my hockey seasons and NBA seasons are finished as far as the futures, but I did bet baseball tonight, split with the New York teams, went against the Yankees and on the Mets and against the Yankees, won with the Mets, lost with the Yankees. Heard you talking about the A's going against the Angels. I'm with you there. I wouldn't mind the Athletics winning that game, but I've got over the total in that one. I've also got over the total in Colorado and Philadelphia, and it's almost a push halfway through the game, so I'm feeling good about that one.
Yeah, Philadelphia, they're up to 10 runs right now. So the top of the 6.
So I got to get to 12.
Yeah, in-game total happens to be 14.5 right now. And we should note the Athletics actually have the bases loaded in the first inning. But there's 2 out. So there's always a but, but there's 2 out. So I'll keep my eye on this. Suddenly we got a 3-2 hockey game here in Dallas, Texas. All right, so the PGA Championship has come and gone, and Scottie Scheffler gets it done, Brady. Didn't pay a lot, so, the bettors never really love it when Scottie Scheffler wins, but you can sort of see it coming. Friday night, I can sort of see it coming. The thing is, it was only like plus 200 at that time.
Yeah, I saw it coming as well. This guy, it really is like Tiger a long time ago, where or like the Boston Celtics and the Los Angeles Lakers. You just knew no matter how far behind, they were going to come back and win that game. And I tell you, the general public got pretty happy. BetMGM, they were the biggest or Scotty Scheffler was the biggest liability at BetMGM, number one in handle, number one in ticket count, and sometimes it's not fun, when you're trying to beat the guy. But, I learned from watching Tiger, I think we are once again watching something pretty special. This is on that trajectory right now. And the guy's just unflappable. I mean, what a front runner, right? He does not come back to the pack. You have to go chase him. And these guys, Rahm, DeChambeau, you name it, they all tried to chase him, and they stubbed their toe on the hardest holes on the golf course, 16, 17, and 18, while Scotty was making those holes look pedestrian.
I cannot believe the odds difference in this tournament. The Charles Schwab, let's call it the
Colonial.
Colonial.
Call it Colonial. So the odds here, I can't believe it. Like when you look at the discrepancy, like you said, it's like Tiger Brady when it was like the plus 200 stuff, and everybody else is like these massive numbers. I mean,
we're
like you said,
Scotty has a 10 times better chance to win this golf tournament than the next guy.
Gabe, they have a boost at he's 250 to win and 350 to win by 3 strokes or more, and only plus 350. Like, are you kidding me? That's
like it goes from plus 230 to 27 to 1.
Vegas knows how to show love to our everyday heroes. So if you're a first responder, you are in for some perks. Lots of hotels and casino offer big discounts to any first responders who can show valid work or volunteer ID. So treat yourself to a discounted stay. You deserve it. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
If you believe he should be in the Hall of Fame, there's, let's let him wait another 2 years. Wait, he's already dead at this point. Like, what are you waiting for another 2 to 3 years? He's either in or he's out. And sometimes you look at that too, Tom, it's like you can't tell, the history of Major League Baseball without Pete Rose.
Frankly, the writers have some standard that they want to hold players to, which seems to fluctuate on a player-to-player basis. So he should be in the Hall of Fame, but I'm not sure how quickly he'll get there.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
I actually like the fact that they went 7 games against a quality opponent here and still had to face adversity even in a game number 7. How are we setting up this next series where they rested Minnesota Timberwolves team taking on OKC fresh from the fight here?
They had an extremely, maybe it's just too strong a statement to say, easier pathway than people thought, particularly because of their size.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
Well, the over 6.5 just hit in the hockey game as the Dallas Stars have suddenly tied the game. We're tied at 3.
Wow.
There's the automatic win at 6.5. We've been scorching with these live in-game total bets on the program this week. So there's the 6.5. It's now 8.5, which might be a little ambitious actually here. I'm not sure they get to 9. Like, you know what I mean? It might be 4-4. Then it could maybe 5-3 ends here, but It's 8.5 right now for the record, and suddenly what was plus 700 for the Dallas Stars sits at minus 115. And suddenly the Oilers are plus 1.5, but that's minus 550. And Brady, unfortunately, the Athletics had bases loaded, get nothing. But you did bet the over. The Angels just hit a 2-run home run.
Good.
2-0 Angels. I swear, this Angel team,
I got a Phillies home run, too.
Yeah, they hit a lot of home runs. You had 9-3 Philadelphia right now. Yeah, the Angels kind of, they might get to their win total. I liked it over 71.5 this year. They are who they are. I mean, they're still a sub-500 team, but they hit a lot of home runs. It's not even Mike Trout. Like, they hit a lot of home runs everywhere they go. It's not just like in the stadium. Like, they do. They got power, this team. Dodgers D-back still scoreless, top of second. All right, so I was talking about the discrepancy of the odds, and it's pretty wild. It goes from plus 230 to plus 2,700. All right, like that's just like insanity right there. So the Colonial Country Golf Club Charles Schwab Challenge, another Texas event. Scotty Scheffler always wins when he's in Texas. He's coming off the win. So here the dance, the same dance all over again here, Brady. I mean, I know golf batters just will refuse to bet someone at plus 230, but it is what it is. What do you think about Scheffler this week?
Well, he's actually going for 3 wins in a row, and 2 of the 3 would be in Texas. Of course, he won the Byron Nelson not too far out of Dallas a couple weeks prior to the PGA Championship, now going for 3 wins in a row. He's been close here a couple of different times, lost to Sam Burns a few years ago, and then was held off last year by Davis Riley. So he hasn't won here before, but yeah, he's been right there in the thick of it like he is seemingly week in and week out. And yeah, I couldn't bet him at plus 250, plus 240, plus 225, whatever it is. I have bet him at that type of price, certainly have in-game. I bet him at minus 500 in-game. So I have bet very expensive prices on Scotty before and done so successfully. But, when you're starting with 150 some players, actually this case, 130 some players, it's just hard to swallow that number. Now, he could very easily go win. But I went down the board. I went to the number 2 guy. I went with Daniel Berger. He comes basically second in all the numbers that I crunch. He comes up second. And is he going to finish second to Scotty this week? Probably will. So I went with Berger, Maverick McNeely, JT Poston, who had a really good PGA Championship, Harry Hall, who had a great PGA Championship and is also nearly won here at Colonial. And then Thorbjorn Olesen had a episode a number of years ago on an airplane that got him kicked off the DP World Tour for a minute. But he is back and really playing well. He was also very good at the PGA Championship. I think he makes a lot of sense here in the neighborhood of 80-1. And then finally, Nico Echeverria at 135-1. And Cam, I don't know if you've seen this, but I've seen his price come crashing down. I've seen Echeverria all the way down to like 80-1.
It's funny you mentioned that. On one of my books, he opened 140 and he closed it like 85 right now.
Yeah.
140 to 85. So obviously some people are hammering him. And just a quick note on Olesen too, guys. He was right there in the thick of things when Ryan Fox chipped in to get into the PGA Championship. He had a great showing there. So he's in really good form, and that's a great price. This guy wins on the DP Tour. Like, he's no chump. Like, Thorbjorn Olesen is a very good golfer. It's a nice price.
He's won 9 times around the world.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Brady, last week you liked Harris English.
Yeah.
Is it too much to go back to the well this week after a runner-up finish for him? But he is just knocking on the door right now, right? And he is smoking hot.
Yeah, and at BetMGM, he has the 3rd highest handle this week, does Harris English. By the way, Scotty Scheffler, 62% of the handle at BetMGM to win this week at Colonial. My goodness. I know we're running out of time here.
Who's
but
the
I'll
second?
Get back to you.
You said so. So if Harris
Spieth.
English is 3rd, Jordan Spieth second, huh?
Scheffler is the biggest liability. Spieth is the 2nd biggest liability, and Daniel Berger the 3rd biggest liability. English 3rd in handle.
More with Brady on the other side. Let's roll.
knows how to show love to our everyday heroes. So if you're a first responder, you are in for some perks. Lots of hotels and casino offer big discounts to any first responders who can show valid work or volunteer ID. So treat yourself to a discounted stay. You deserve it. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
If you believe he should be in the Hall of Fame, there's, let's let him wait another 2 years. Wait, he's already dead at this point. Like, what are you waiting for? Another 2 to 3 years. He's either in or he's out. And sometimes you look at that too, Tom. It's like you can't tell, the history of Major League Baseball without Pete Rose.
Frankly, the writers have some standard that they want to hold players to, which seems to fluctuate on a player-to-player basis. So he should be in the Hall of Fame, but I'm not sure how quickly he'll get there.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
I actually like the fact that they went 7 games against a quality opponent here and still had to face adversity even in a game number 7. How are we setting up this next series where they rested Minnesota Timberwolves team taking on OKC fresh from the fight here?
They had an extremely, maybe it's just too strong a statement to say, easier pathway than people thought, particularly because of their size.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
Well, all hell is broken loose in the Lone Star State in Dallas, Texas, as the Dallas Stars, they started the period down 3-1. We were saying, the total 6.5. We'll see if we can get to 5.5. It's 4-3 right now for the Dallas Stars. The Stars have exploded for 3 straight goals. The Oilers keep on taking penalties, and Dallas keep on scoring on the power play. So we got a 4-3 game right now. Wild stuff, and this game is going to be symbolic of the series. It's going to be an epic series. If you recall last night, I said, I believe McKinnis was saying, you know what, lower score. And I said, no, I think, guys, this is going to be attack. Like, you know what I mean? They're just going to go for it. Like Dallas, you can't stop Edmonton from scoring. So they're going to score. You have no choice. And the thing is, Edmonton are like an NBA team that can score a ton of points, but you can score on them too. This is the bad part of Edmonton. They go through these flashes. Like, they can score 3 goals in 8 minutes. They can also give up 3 goals in 8 minutes. So it kind of goes both ways for them. Now, the Oilers have to fight back. Amazing comeback by the Dallas Stars. And the New York Knicks are putting the finishing touches right now on the Pacers, but maybe the Pacers get a backdoor cover here. They're down by 8 right now with about $1:20 left in a basketball game, 119 to 111. All right, so back to the golf. And I brought up Harris English. So you came damn close last week, Brady. It's always a debate right after a guy is playing as well as he did last week. Will he continue it? But as we know, he's had a hell of a year this year. I mean, 5 top 25s, a couple of top 12s in major championships. He won at Torrey Pines. Like, the guy's won, and he's on a roll. You get a pretty big number here. What about for at least a top 20 bet, Brady, this week for Harris English?
Yeah, I could see that. And, this is a good golf course for him, too. He's a great driver of the golf ball, but he's also got an incredible short game, and he's very accurate off the tee. So that's really helpful around Colonial Country Club. But what's weird for me, and I wonder if you feel this way too, Cam, like, I was on Patrick Reed for the Masters, and he cashed a top 20 finish for me, ended up finishing like 3rd or 4th, I believe. He nearly got into the playoff with Rose and McIlroy, and he was great. And then everybody kind of saw that, and they're like, oh my gosh, let's bet him for the PGA, and he missed the cut. I was on English for the PGA, and now everybody's like, oh my God, Harris English. Now I want to bet him at Colonial. I feel like the window was last week. The opportunity was last week, and I
fell for the Patrick Reed trap last week. I walked right into it.
A lot of people did, but To
I feel
Gabe's
like I
point,
missed
though,
the
Brady,
boat. And that's
his
just kind of
top
a
20
superstition thing. I don't know if it's real how you get.
No, it's very real. But he's also plus 140 for a top 20, which is a great price. Like, we're not even talking top 5 or 10. You get a window there with English. And a guy that has a great track record, and he'll play well at a course like this because he's got the game
He should,
right?
yep.
It's a
Absolutely.
it's a ball striker's course.
All
It's a
these
second
types of
shot
courses.
course.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Very
Daniel
much
Berger,
like, very
Daniel
much like
Berger,
Sea
24
Island,
to 1.
where they have the RSM Classic and English. He's from Sea Island, and he knows that course like the back of his hand. Daniel Berger.
Yeah, that's where he lives. Yeah, that's where he lives, actually. Yeah, exactly. I know.
A ton of players live down there.
Yeah, I was reading that he's been killing it down there in practice and stuff too. Actually, that's why I know you were on him last week, but I was reading about him this week, and they said, yeah, you know what, he's just been on fire, and even in practice, he looks great. Everybody's respecting everything he's doing right now. But so Berger's one of the trendy picks, and a lot of sort of sharp golf guys, you're one of the sharpest out there, Brady, seem to like Berger. Does that worry you at all? That a lot of people do like him.
It does worry me. He's the third largest in ticket percentage at BetMGM, and I knew it was going to be that way. And it reminds me of last week with Bryson. I knew Bryson was going to be popular, but I couldn't leave him off the card. He just made way too much sense at that golf course, and I kind of feel the same way about Berger. He just does. He hits it straight. He's very accurate off the tee. Great ball striker, like Cam was talking about. He's really got a perfect game. He's won here at this course before. He won at Colonial in 2020. He finished third at Harbor Town. He's been runner-up last November at the RSM Classic. So he makes sense on all these types of tracks as well. It's not even 7,300 yards. It's a par 70. It's very accuracy based. It's like Ben Hogan. Ben Hogan won here 5 times. Maybe the greatest ball striker of all time, accurate as heck off the tee, and could find a hot putter now and then. That's exactly what you need to do here at this golf course, and that describes a lot of these guys like Harris English and Daniel Berger to a tee.
What about Siwoo Kim has been playing good golf, but he's got a bad track record here specifically, Brady. Do you sort of scratch it because of that?
Yeah, he was a little bit erratic for me last week at the PGA, and I wonder if he is out of bullets a little bit, and that was, it looked tiring what Siwoo went through last week. He was kind of all over the place, made a couple of big numbers and everything. I wonder if he's ready to start all over again here this week. I didn't want any part of him here today, this week. After what he went through last week, had quite a nice week, but I think it took a lot out of him.
All right, so this point spread is coming into play here right now, guys. 123 to 118. Oh, boy. 123 to 118 for the Knicks. 34 seconds remaining in the basketball game. And I've got some in-game bets here as well that really are coming down to the wire because I'm a DGen. They just got away with a foul. Yeah, I always like to push it. And I got to be honest, too. I see it's higher than I thought it was actually right now. But it was one of those, I was looking at it. I kind of shot myself, actually. Like, I was looking at the bet, and I was sort of hesitating to click it. And I don't know, like, I just sort of touched it or something. And it, like, was all, and the stupid setting, I don't like when it has that setting, but it had the same amount that I bet the last time. There's like a little switch that sometimes it'll switch to same amount of every bet. It's almost like it did it for me, Brady. I was sitting here and I was like, what the hell? I just bet it and I was like, oh, I bet the same amount. I was like, son of a bitch. And there was no getting out of it. I was like, well, I do like it to go over, but I got over 246.5 here. We're at 241 right now. And there is there's still some time left in this game. So maybe we got lucky with some late fouls here. All right, Brady, any first round leaders on the way out? Always nice money with the first round leaderboard.
Yeah, I might lay in bed, and mull over a couple of selections just for some pizza money tonight on that stuff. That's what I usually do with first round leader. But I did play 2 head-to-head matchups that I like. Maverick McNeely, we have an outright play on him. I bet him as a dog over Jordan Spieth. Maverick McNeely at -105 over Spieth. I think the matchup should be a pick'em. And if you can find McNeely at a dog price, then I think that's a pretty good bet. And then we go back to our guy Thunder Bear, Thorbjorn Olesen, got him at +115 over Brian Harman. I know some people like Harman this week. He won not too long ago. But otherwise, his season has been very vanilla. He really hasn't done a whole lot. I don't think the form, even though he won, like I say, I don't know how good the form is right now. And Olison's in great form. And I thought, plus 110, plus 115, pretty nice price there in that head-to-head matchup.
Cam, you got any first-round leaders?
Do I ever, Gabe? Buckle up. Tommy Fleetwood, 35. Aaron Rye, 40. Ashke Batea, a notorious hot starter, 65. And this is in Brady in your wheelhouse, Gabe, if you want a real big score. Hoagie Sandwich, 75. Tom Hoagie's had a couple first-round leads this year. These are great prices. Cam Davis is always around on Thursday. 80-1. My boy Cole Kane, 85. Let's do it. And EVR. Eric Von Royen, 95-1. A 7-pack. Me and Carver went nuts. Carver actually played Scheffler first-round leader, Gabe. You know what his price is? 11 or 12-1 instead of the 240 for the win. That's the way he's
+850 right now. It's pretty good.
Not a bad way.
For the record, Daniel Berger's 30-1 first-round leader. He's throwing that out there.
Hey,
I got one for you here, though. Brian Campbell, 150-1. Thinking outside the box.
Brian Campbell actually is not crazy. That guy hits the ball straighter than hell, the Illinois product.
I'm going with no name. Yeah, figure a no name will lead early.
Brian Campbell, former Sabres defenseman. Yeah, 150.
Cam Davis has been bet like heck here at Circuit
Cam Davis,
Las Vegas.
This guy is...
Vegas knows how to show love to our everyday heroes. So if you're a first responder, you are in for some perks. Lots of hotels and casino offer big discounts to any first responders who can show valid work or volunteer ID. So treat yourself to a discounted stay. You deserve it. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
If you believe he should be in the Hall of Fame, there's, let's let him wait another 2 years. Wait, he's already dead at this point. Like, what are you waiting for another 2 to 3 years? He's either in or he's out. And sometimes you look at that too, Tom, it's like you can't tell, the history of Major League Baseball without Pete Rose.
Frankly, the writers have some standard that they want to hold players to, which seems to fluctuate on a player-to-player basis. So he should be in the Hall of Fame, but I'm not sure how quickly he'll get there.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
I actually like the fact that they went 7 games against a quality opponent here and still had to face adversity even in a game number 7. How are we setting up this next series where they rested Minnesota Timberwolves team taking on OKC fresh from the fight here?
They had an extremely, maybe it's just too strong a statement to say, easier pathway than people thought, particularly because of their size.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
Well, the immortal words of Keith Jackson. Whoa, Nelly, we've got a game right now. The Pacers just hit a 3. Nesmith with a 3. And they cut the lead to 2. It's getting real here right now. Suddenly the cover comes into play. And I almost feel bad for the dude that joins us right now. Because it's Mr. Nick. And, here you are, Paul. Feel free, you got your eye on this right now. Vol, I figured the game would be over by the time you join us, but it's really coming down to the wire here, Bobby. How you doing?
Good. I think I'm going to turn the game off. Okay. I'm looking at it.
I love this guy.
No, leave it on. Leave it on.
The Knicks were up by 2 points, and I took a walk for like 7 minutes. not even, and it went to 108.92 from a 2-point lead. And I said, this is perfect. I got this down pat. Came back into the room. Lo and behold, here we are, 2-point lead. I don't know if the Knicks could come back from this if they blow this game. So anyway, I'm just going to let it play out. I shut the TV off, and I guess I will extrapolate.
Feed off of me.
Your reaction here.
So you are the Knicks fan. What about this game? Did you lay the points? What'd you do with the game itself?
I didn't do anything other than Josh Hart over rebounds. There was to me, a great stat on this in that if you look at the first 4 games of last year's playoff, for the first 3, he put up mind-blowing numbers. He had 53 points, 46 rebounds in 3 games, and then he had that abdominal strain, and it came crashing to a halt. And he had, over the last 4 games, he had 35 points and 30 rebounds. So his numbers basically got cut in half, and he got the rebounds. And I actually played him best rebounder for the series at plus 550. So I think he's one ahead of Towns tonight. But he'll always do work on the boards. He knows his place.
We'll get you the prop update the second for everybody, the moment the game is over. So the Knicks are up by 3 right now with 14 seconds left. Cat's on the free throw line. He's been unbelievable tonight. The Knicks, though, just nearly turned the ball over. Like, they were up 2, and they inbounded the ball. Brunson nearly threw it away. They're freaking lucky. Like, I was about to go, oh, my God, the Pacers are going to tie it and steal the ball here. But Josh Hart recovered it, and I thought the Pacers let a little bit too much time go off the clock. Down to 14.3. They're going to be down by 4 if they get this free throw. This is a classic, depending on what your number is. And normally I always have 5 or something, guys. I don't. I've got the 4.5 here, so I'm really on the hook here for what happened.
You got 4.5. You always want to buy. You want to buy on the 4.5. If they sell it to you for 10,
I know.
Yeah.
The problem was, Paul, it wasn't 10. They wanted 135 for it.
Oh,
minus 135. I pass. Like, normally I do. Yeah, trust me. Like I said, I always buy in this spot. Like, 125, I would have done it, Paul. Not 135 turned me off. I was like, I can't do that. I can't justify
Wait a second. From 110 to 135?
Yes.
That's what they do.
You know what? The 4.5 was 115, though. I should note that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Still.
It was a bet 365. The 4.5 was 115. Yeah, it was funny, though. Like, with the total, it was 221.5. And it was 125 to buy the half point on that. Right? So, like, they know the difference. Like, they were trying to box people out from getting the 5 here. We'll see if I get burnt on this. I probably will. And in true degenerate weasel fashion here, Bovey, I've got it in game over 246.5 here.
Wow. Okay.
And we're at 245 with 13 seconds left. So we'll see. Should get there.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm just hoping the Knicks escape here. I'm not going to say a word.
Oh, and the Dallas Stars just scored again. 5-3.
Wow. What a
This game's a wrap.
3-1. That was 3-1.
That's hockey.
What was the live line
Just
on
like that. Plus 700, Paul. I talked about it. They were plus 700 after the second period. I said, coming in the third, guys, they're plus 700. Big value. And here they are. They're winning freaking 5-3 now.
Wow.
I was on the Oilers. I didn't want to hedge, so I didn't want to play both sides, and now I'm going to end up losing.
Wow.
This is wild. All right, so what are the Knicks fouling right now? We just see the goal. I don't know why the Knicks are automatically fouling, but as somebody that's got the point spread and the in-game over, I really appreciate it from Thibodeau.
And I'd like to thank you for
it's like I couldn't ask for more. I'm like, yeah, good, foul. Remember Oklahoma City did that with Denver, and I was like, good, thank God you guys keep doing this. You're letting them stay in the game.
Exactly.
They didn't want the 3, so they're down 3. What do you think of that, Paul? So you're lucky you're not watching, Paul. So the Knicks are up 3. They don't want to let him take the 3, so they put him on the free throw line, but there's 13 seconds left in the game. It's a little too early to be putting him on the free throw line, isn't it?
Yeah, there was just a game like this too, not too long ago, where they started fouling too early, and I think it was exactly 13
Oklahoma
seconds.
City. It was Oklahoma City, Denver. I'm telling you.
Yeah. So, well, let the chips fall where they may. Okay.
All right, the basket's good. So it's a 1-point game. Bovey's freaking out here. You'd be better off watching it, Bovey, instead of stressing. You look like you're waiting for the jury to come back with the result here.
Seriously, man. I thought he's in the interrogation room.
Paul's on the people's court. He's waiting for the result.
Yeah. So who's going to the free throw line for the Knicks, or is there a timeout?
All right, so it looks like Brunson just he inbounded the ball. It's going to be OG going to the free throw line.
All right, I like that. I like OG.
It's going to be OG. Looks like they're going to win. Looks like they're going to squeeze this out. It's down to the point spread right now. So they're up by 1. Yeah, they're up by 1 with 7.3 left now. So you know what? Even if OG buries them both, the Pacers have a shot at hitting the 3. They put themselves in a spot.
You got to foul them again. At that point, you got to foul them again.
Oh, and I hit my in-game over 246.5.
You cannot let them get off a 3-point shot to tie this game. You can't. He missed it.
All right, so now he misses the first one.
Oh, boy. Now it's real.
We got Sixers fans in our master control here, fully enjoying it. Oh, he missed. Oh, look at that.
Vegas knows how to show love to our everyday heroes. So if you're a first responder, you are in for some perks. Lots of hotels and casino offer big discounts to any first responders who can show valid work or volunteer ID. So treat yourself to a discounted stay. You deserve it. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
If you believe he should be in the Hall of Fame, there's, let's let him wait another 2 years. Wait, he's already dead at this point. Like, what are you waiting for? Another 2 to 3 years. He's either in or he's out. And sometimes you look at that too, Tom, it's like you can't tell, the history of Major League Baseball without Pete Rose.
Frankly, the writers have some standard that they want to hold players to, which seems to fluctuate on a player-to-player basis. So he should be in the Hall of Fame, but I'm not sure how quickly he'll get there.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
I actually like the fact that they went 7 games against a quality opponent here and still had to face adversity even in a game number 7. How are we setting up this next series where they rested Minnesota Timberwolves team taking on OKC fresh from the fight here?
They had an extremely, maybe it's just too strong a statement to say, easier pathway than people thought, particularly because of their size.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
This is one of these deals right now where, of course, you knew something epic was going to happen. We went to a commercial break. Paul Bovey's dying over here. Halliburton just freaking hit a shot at the buzzer. And, it wasn't the Kawhi bounce. The Kawhi bounce against the Sixers was around the world. It went up, it went down, it went around. You know what I mean? The Kawhi bounce was like this one, though, was just as crazy. And you never notice with Halliburton, like, the guy will shoot an air ball. Like, you never really know if it's going in. It's like, I don't know. It might be an air ball. Like, he throws these massive rainbows. They go way high. and they come down, and they don't look good, right? He doesn't have a good, pretty shot. Like, he pushes it. It's very street ball-like. He's got bad technique. Yeah, so he takes these shots, and I saw him taking a shot, and I'm like, oh, this is a desperation shot. Somehow it, like, hit the back of the rim and did one of those straight up in the air type of deals. But I thought it was going to go straight up in the air and sort of over the backboard even. And, like, I don't know, when you see the replay, it was almost like out of the shot, like it went so high. And, of course, Paul, it just came right down into the basket. That's the Knicks' luck right there. Right back down into the basket. And the Knicks are freaking lucky because he tried to take a three, but his toe was just barely on the line. So we're going to overtime, 125, classic stuff. The only thing is, if you have the Pacers plus the points now, they might not cover the point spread.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
that's like you pull for them like these teams. You never know what's going to happen after.
Well, I'd say you're in a much better position now than you were 20 minutes ago. I mean, at least you have some options. If you want to get out,
we were in a better position 20 seconds ago, right before the shot. Too. They just would have lost by 2.
You win the bet. That's the better position.
Yeah. But I'm on the Pacers on the money line. I got the Pacers plus 160 on the money line as well. So I'm hoping, I'm gunning for that. I'm worried about the point spread. So I'm proud though. We hit the pregame over 221. I hit the in-game over 232.5 right away early in the game. And then the degenerate weasel in me made me bet in-game over 246.5. So I go 3-0 with the totals. We're going to lose with the Edmonton Oilers, though, so we'll keep our eye on this overtime. Paul, what do you think about the we'll take our mind off this for a second. I'll keep everybody up to date, obviously. Nobody has scored yet. What do you think about the Thunder and the T-Wolves series? I thought it was I didn't think it was a good look for the T-Wolves last night after the game, crying about all the refereeing and the fouls. And Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle were laughing at the press conference, looking at the box score and stuff. And I'm thinking, well, get used to it because it's going to happen in every game. And I think Oklahoma are almost in their heads already. Maybe the Thunder are that damn good, Paul. I know their odds always suck and they're heavily favored all the time, but they don't lose basketball games, this team.
Well, I don't think Anthony Edwards should have been chuckling. I think he was 5 for 13 from the field. And, yeah, he did land in double digits, and he was 1 of 2. But those aren't great numbers. And the problem is guys like Naz Reid. I played Naz Reid over last night, 11.5. The guy had multiple open looks. Ends up going 1 of 11 from the field, 0 of 5 from beyond the arc. There was too many easy shots missed. And we know how these games are decided. They're decided by three-point shooting. Off the top of my head, I believe Minnesota went something like 10 of 45. It wasn't pretty. Can they win? Sure. But they're going to have to do a lot better than that. It wasn't as though OKC shot the lights out, but they just dominated. They were the better team last night. But Minnesota, I think, will gain some traction here and get back in the series. All they have to do is convert some shots.
Are you going to be taking them tomorrow plus 7.5? And the total is 214.5. So the total didn't get there because the game was kind of a rout. It was slow. It was slow first half. What about the pace here tomorrow, Paul, at 214.5 here? And it's 7.5 the point spread.
It was crazy because that number got bid up from 213.5 to 219, and it never really got close. I'll probably go back to Naz Reid tomorrow night just because the guy during the regular season averaged 20 points a game versus OKC. He actually outshot Anthony Edwards in terms of attempts, 71 to 66. So he's a volume shooter against this team. And I think he'll get it right. I think he'll get it corrected.
So overtime rolling along here, 129 to 128 right now. About 2.5 left in overtime, 2:45 left in overtime. And everything's becoming a challenge right now. The Knicks are getting away with a lot, which we all knew was going to happen.
knows how to show love to our everyday heroes. So if you're a first responder, you are in for some perks. Lots of hotels and casino offer big discounts to any first responders who can show valid work or volunteer ID. So treat yourself to a discounted stay. You deserve it. See you in Las Pages. Let's get lucky.
If you believe he should be in the Hall of Fame, there's, let's let him wait another 2 years. Wait, he's already dead at this point. Like, what are you waiting for another 2 to 3 years? He's either in or he's out. And sometimes you look at that too, Tom, it's like you can't tell, the history of Major League Baseball without Pete Rose.
Frankly, the writers have some standard that they want to hold players to, which seems to fluctuate on a player-to-player basis. So he should be in the Hall of Fame, but I'm not sure how quickly he'll get there.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
I actually like the fact that they went 7 games against a quality opponent here and still had to face adversity even in a game number 7. How are we setting up this next series with a rested Minnesota Timberwolves team taking on OKC fresh from the fight here?
They had an extremely, maybe it's just too strong a statement to say, easier pathway than people thought, particularly because of their size.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
Oh my God, this game is just ultra stress. Ultra stress. And New Yorkers are already nervous people and stressed out to begin with. Look at Paul Bovey. 131 to 130 right now with a minute and a half left. For the Knicks are up by 1. All right, like this game is unreal. Oh, the Pacers just took a 1-point lead. So yeah, it's 132, 131 right now. Dear God, like it's going to be a classic. And earlier today, and I don't like talking about other shows and what they say. I say dumb things. I have bad takes or whatnot. But I saw Chandler Parsons, former NBA player. He does the show with Michelle Beadle for FanDuel, like an NBA show. And it was like bad take day or something. So I saw just the clips of the show. And he said that, you like this, Paul, he said the Pacers and Knicks aren't a rivalry. I'm like, they're not a rivalry. What the hell are you talking about? Like the Knicks and Pacers hate each other. It's ingrained that they don't like each other. And, it's been a little while, but they just played last year in the playoffs too. Like, what do you mean it's not a rivalry? Not to mention Halliburton took Brunson's spot on the Olympic team, right? Like, they chose Halliburton over Brunson. Like, not a rivalry. This is as much of a rivalry as you got in the NBA right now, Paul.
Yeah, I agree. Look, this goes back a long way, and I was in the Garden for many of those games. And what's the score right now, Gabe?
Oh, Paul stress 132, 132. I feel like the score line. Welcome to the New York Post score line.
Okay, why don't you just tell me the score? Exactly.
I remember being in bars. I remember being in bars calling in for the score. And it was noise, and I'd wait for like 4 minutes and stuff to get to the game I wanted, and I'd miss the score, and I'd have to wait for the whole cycle around again. Exactly. Standing there waiting. You're on a payphone. It's like, oh God, I gotta wait again. I'm like, shut up, wait.
On Saturday game, there's like 90 games. Oh, I missed the Fresno State score. You're right. Let it roll again. It was a nightmare.
976-1313 was score phone in New York, and you dial it every 5 minutes. Get the same score.
I was a real mark. I even started, yeah, exactly. I started to even pay for the premium ones. I remember I spent like $600 in a month once calling a score line, right? I had so much money on games. Wow, this game is just unbelievable stuff. Going back and forth in overtime here right now. I can't even keep up. I was about to say it's 135, 134 for the Knicks. It's 136, 135 for the Pacers right now. With 27 seconds remaining in the game, guys. Legendary stuff here.
Amazing.
This is wild. Brunson really is a stud. Like I don't know, like he's like a he's like a bowling ball. Like he doesn't really do anything special. He just freaking like bullies his way into the paint and scores. He's not even that big. It's amazing how he does it.
Strong.
He really
like
is.
They
amazing.
they had Naismith on him earlier. He's a big dude. And he got pushed around. Then they tried Siakam. Siakam's a little skinnier, but Siakam's still like 6'5". He's still a big dude. And he got pushed around. Like even Miles Turner, like they can't stop him. Like nobody on the Pacers can stop him.
The Pacers ball movement, Gabe, you see that last basket? Brilliant. Like the cuts, everything, man. You got to give these guys a lot of credit. That was like beautiful. Like the Knicks looked like they had some defense set up. They just shredded it. This game's going to go down right down to the final possession. This is amazing.
Go right down to
the Pacers are super unselfish, right? They spread the ball around. They don't care about stats. And also they shoot from everywhere, right? Like they'll take the 2, they'll take the dunk, they'll take the 3. You know, like Paul, like against the Boston Celtics, it's pretty one-dimensional. You know what they're going to do. Let's guard the three-point line. They have no interior game at all. Oh, we know what they're going to do. You don't really know what the Pacers are going to do. Halliburton might do one of his floaters, a little tear-jerker off the backboard. He's good at taking it to the rack. Siakam's good at getting to the free throw line. And/or if the open 3 is there, they'll take the 3 as well. It's a tough offense to defend.
What do you think the total is going to be for the next game?
Well, so it was 220, close 221.5 today. 224?
224.5. Yeah.
They won't go too. They won't go too. You think they go crazy, Paul? 228 or something?
Well, you got to remember it opened 224. So if you brought it back to 224, you'd only be bringing it to the back to the opener.
What was it before it went to overtime? What was the score before? I can't even keep up anymore. What do we go to overtime at? 125 apiece. Yeah, that's quite the track meet.
Yeah. So I'm saying 227.5, 227. I'm saying 227.
Somebody sent. We'll get the number up immediately here. Somebody sent me a tweet, Paul. Said, I think I see Bovey pacing at MSG, but I think they were just kidding because they know, you brought it up last time. Are you going to be going to any of these games in this series?
Oh yeah, I'm going to the rest of them. This was the only one I'm not going to. So I'll be there Friday.
Tell me. You didn't go just to do the show? I'm going to feel bad.
Yeah.
No, I had to come out to Long Island for a few days, so I'm here and. How to do what I have to do. And
the Pacers win, you might have done him a favor, Gabe. And then he goes to the next game, and then the Knicks will win.
I'm kind of glad I'm not there, okay? Because I wouldn't be adjusting well to this. I'm not adjusting well to it right now. But
18.9 seconds left, 136-135 for the Indiana Pacers. Wow.
Yeah.
Just massive drama here. Massive drama at the Garden. All right, so the point spread's looking good, Cam. We'll see about the money line, but the Pacers plus the points looking pretty good. All right, well, there's always a challenge here. So they're challenging something right now here. Can we get the best of X up here? We'll just randomly get this here, a little the quick Daniel Jones check here. I was intrigued to see this today online because I actually talked about this like last year. Everybody picks on Daniel Jones all the time. Look at Daniel Jones versus Trevor Lawrence. 22-38 for Lawrence, 22-37 for Jones. Total yards, 14,898 to 14,605. Pass touchdown to interception, 62-42, 69-46. Passer rating, 85-84. Completion percentage, 64 to 63.3. Yeah, one guy is kind of like ridiculed and stuff, and the other guy got $275 million.
Great call.
It really is crazy. Like, people don't pick on Trevor Lawrence for sucking enough. I guess that's the bottom line that I'm trying to get.
I agree with you 100%. His regression has been noted. He looks awful. There have been times that he's missing guys. I know he's been
he never
hurt,
got better. That's his problem. He never got better.
Thing what Daniel Jones is, the guy's never had a good line to deal with either. Like, come on.
That's
guy can
true.
run, too. Give him a break.
We got odds. I'll get the odds. I'm trying to soften. It's like change the subject, you know. And then like, Obi Toppin just took it to the rack. That makes up for the dunk he missed earlier. He missed an easy dunk earlier, and it led to a 3. I'm sure both of you remember. Karl-Anthony Towns hit a 3 after a 5-point swing in the game. I was like, this is a little turning point, bro, in this game that you just missed that dunk. Not only did he dunk the ball, I think he just smoked Karl-Anthony Towns doing it in the face. Let's see.
Got him in the net.
No, it's not. It's not Towns. So no, it was Bridges. And
Towns? Did they call a foul?
No, it was Robinson.
Robinson.
It was Robinson, and he seems to be faking a bit here. So all right, you got problems here. The Knicks are down 3, but there's 15 seconds left, and they have the basketball. So, that the woman coach on the Pacers. I don't know who she is, but she's pretty big. Like, she's the one handling the timeout right now. It's pretty crazy. Paul, enjoy the game.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Well, Allison, what a wild night tonight. The Dallas Stars come back on the Edmonton Oilers, and the Indiana Pacers have just shocked the world at Madison Square Garden, and they're fired up right now after game one. Like, they are really jacked on the court right now. They just came back from 16 points down, goes to overtime, won like dramatic, look, it was 125 when it went to overtime. So they outscored them 13-10 in overtime. So they outscored them by, it was like 23 points scored in the overtime period. Back, and the first 2 minutes, kind of, it was nothing. And then they just traded baskets back and forth. And the Pacers down 16 at the Garden, down 108 to 92, Cam, at one point. Do not quit. I remember I said, oh, this game's done. All we got to worry about now is if we get this in-game over. And then I remember saying, oh, I don't know. They're down by 8 or 9 now. Maybe we can get the cover. And then they ended up winning the game on the money line, plus 160. They cashed
started
it.
the show. These guys were getting murdered. Dallas Stars were down 2. They win by 3. What the heck is going on tonight, man? It's bizarre.
Well, if you parlayed the Pacers down 16 and the Stars down 3-1, then, you made a lot of money. One of those $5 bets paid $380,000 or something.
Exactly. Why not?
Yeah, I know. Seriously, some jackass out there put $2 on DraftKings and look, I just won $78,000. Like, plus 700, plus 1,200, add it up.
True.
It's like it's a lot of money.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But I don't know who did it. I don't think Dave Delano did it because he doesn't seem like in a great mood. And I got to say, I've known Paul Bovey a long time. And I've never heard Bovey's a lot like Babano. Bovey likes to talk. Bovey had nothing to say. He's like, I'll never live this down.
He was defeated.
See you guys. He was like, click. See you later, guys.
The only time I've ever
told me,
Bovey
Gabe, he goes, Gabe, I'm going to freak out in about 10 minutes time. That's what he told me.
I saw him once after a horse race at Woodbine. He looked like sour like that, but that was to a new level. I feel bad for him, though. Like, what a collapse by the Knicks. Holy
What do you think of that, Delano? The Knicks blow a 16-point lead.
Classic.
It was kind of crazy. I'm losing my voice a little bit, something you probably wouldn't expect. I almost gave up on that game, man. Sometimes it's hard for me watching 2 at a time. So I actually, believe it or not, when it was 16 points, I actually flipped over to the hockey game, seeing what Dallas was doing, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, I need to get back over to the basketball game there. It was crazy the way it was going. I'm thinking like, no, this is what's gonna happen with the Pacers. They, their defense can't get stops when they need to. They're not gonna be able to outscore everybody the whole time. And then at the end of the day, they were, and they ended up coming back and getting the win. So just a wild, wild night, both in the NBA and the NHL.
Man, and this Pacer team's confidence just continues to grow with each series, with each game right now. It's not an easy place to play in Indiana. So you could already argue that they did their job, right, by winning one of these games today. But who did you like coming into the series, Dave, before tonight? Who did you think was going to win this series?
Man, coming into this series, I don't feel great about it, but I'm leaning Knicks and Thunder for the finals. But I was a little bit worried about the Knicks coming into tonight just because when they took down the Boston Celtics, the city kind of celebrated like they won the NBA Finals. And I get it, the Knicks haven't been here in so long, but expecting a little bit of a letdown. But this is going to be a crazy series where almost anything can happen, and we even saw that tonight. I mean, it looked like the Pacers were dead to coming back, and Halliburton throwing up the choke sign and needing to back it up in overtime and doing that. So I still think that the Knicks win this. I'm going to say this is probably going 7 though.
Updated series price: Pacers minus 185, New York Knicks plus 150. So the Knicks are now plus 150 if you like the Knicks to win the series. The Pacers are minus 185. And the Oklahoma City Thunder are now minus 700 to beat the Minnesota Timberwolves and go to the finals. Dave, I know we were on the same side last night with the Thunder. We didn't get there with the over. Anthony Edwards gets injured early. Minnesota just sort of gets, punched in the mouth and didn't really fight back once the onslaught began. They're going to be a hungrier team tomorrow. We were just talking about this game with Paul Bovey. Total's 214.5. I'm going to go back to the over tomorrow. I expect more from Minnesota offensively. What do you think about tomorrow's game with the Thunder and the T-Wolves?
I agree with you. I mean, we both like the Thunder in the first game, and we both like the over. And I like the Thunder again. I mean, they struggled in that first half. We're still only down by 4 points, and then they flipped the switch. I don't have any reason to believe that we won't see a better performance from the Thunder in game 2. And I still like the over. I mean, the Thunder, no one's been able to stop them from getting their points throughout the playoffs. Minnesota had a terrible, terrible shooting night, but I don't want to overreact to that. That was such a low scoring first half. But in the second half, I mean, it was trending even with only 40 points from Minnesota. That second half was on pace for an over if you get a whole game like that. So I don't have any reason to overreact to that. The fact that we're actually getting a couple more points of value, I think, is a little bit of an overreaction. I think that this is a good time to go on the over. So I like the Thunder again to cover, and I like the over 214.
That's the thing, guys. It opened at like 213.5, 214 originally when game one lines were announced, and it ended up getting all the way bet up to 219.5 last night. So now we're getting 214.5 again. And I agree. I think that Minnesota will be better offensively. Oklahoma City weren't proud of their performance actually last night that much offensively either. You get the SGA MVP bump coming into tomorrow as well. So we were debating. Paul said, what do we think the number's going to be after the high-scoring game tonight, guys? FanDuel opens up 225.5 for the Pacers and Knicks game 2. 225.5, and the bettors have already moved it to 226.5. It just moved in about a minute. I saw it post right away. I'm like, 225.5. And now it's 226.5. The New York Knicks open up, guys. 6-point favorites in game 2. Rope me in. Call me. I'm like one of these tourists from Kansas outside of Penn Station in Manhattan. I'm a sucker. But give me the Pacers plus 6 again.
Yes.
Vegas knows how to show love to our everyday heroes. So if you're a first responder, you are in for some perks. Lots of hotels and casino offer big discounts to any first responders who can show valid work or volunteer ID. So treat yourself to a discounted stay. You deserve it. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
If you believe he should be in the Hall of Fame, there's, let's let him wait another 2 years. Wait, he's already dead at this point. What are you waiting for? Another 2 to 3 years. He's either in or he's out. And sometimes you look at that too, Tom. It's like you can't tell, the history of Major League Baseball without Pete Rose.
Frankly, the writers have some standard that they want to hold players to, which seems to fluctuate on a player-to-player basis. So he should be in the Hall of Fame, but I'm not sure how quickly he'll get there.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
I actually like the fact that they went 7 games against a quality opponent here and still had to face adversity even in a game number 7. How are we setting up this next series where they rested Minnesota Timberwolves team taking on OKC fresh from the fight here?
They had an extremely, maybe it's just too strong a statement to say, easier pathway than people thought, particularly because of their size.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
People are going to be buzzing about that one for a long time. Wow. That was it. They're just an absolute classic tonight at the Garden. It's funny. You figure, we all grew up with the Reggie Miller stuff and the choking signs and, we've been through this before. And here we go again, 25 years, 35 years later or whatever, 37 years, whatever the hell it's been. And, classic again tonight. And we're being told right now, actually, that I didn't realize it was 14 because, like Dave Delano said, we were flicking around back and forth. Oh, this game's done. That game isn't. This is. And it was sort of going back and forth. So they're up by 14 points with 2:50 left. Teams in the NBA playoffs are up by 14 points with 2:50 or less left. We're 977-0. The New York Knicks just did something that's never happened before. And I've told you guys, I reminded everybody coming into the playoffs, Dave and Cam, but as for you, Delano, I told everyone a million times, the Knicks and the Leafs are the same thing. They get their fans' hopes up. They get all fired up. They start parading around the streets and, oh, we're going to win. Leafs last one in 67. Knicks last one in 73. Maple Leaf Garden, Madison Square Garden. MSG, Sports Entertainment. Maple Leaf Sports Entertainment. They're the same freaking thing. They own the Knicks and Rangers. They own the Leafs and Raptors. Like, what you do, we do. Like, they do the same thing. And they both charge a lot of money for their product. They both sell out all the time. And they both haven't had success. The Knicks speaks for itself, Dave. It's hard to believe this is the first time the Knicks are in the conference finals in 25 years. Same thing. The Leafs have won like three playoff series in like the last 25 years. You can't make the parallels up. And now another collapse. The Leafs collapse in Game 7. Now the Knicks collapse begin. And now all the signs in New York that they all love today, they're all going to be graffiti and stuff you're going to see tonight. People are going to be like, oh, F. Brunson, he threw an air ball. They're going to turn.
They're favored this time. Yeah.
They're going to turn fast. This time. So do you think I've come around on this. Oklahoma City are going to win the championship.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, it's time for them. They're due. I think that they're the best team overall. Yeah, I think the Knicks.
The Pacers match up well with them, though.
They do, and we'll see if this home court really turns on them because the Knicks have been playing. They can win in Indiana. They've been playing better basketball, actually, for most of the playoffs on the road. But with so much hype with New York City, if they fall behind early, man, that crowd can turn on them. That home court advantage could definitely get a little really tense. So that, like you mentioned right before the break, that 6 points, I think that just with it being the Knicks, so many people on the Knicks, so much money and people, media hype, I think you're paying a couple points of a premium. I think that money line price or that +6 is just way, way too many points to lay. I think it's Pacers or pass in Game 2.
I think, guys, one thing, though, with the Knicks, and listen, I've been to the Garden. I get it. It's super electric, and I'm not denigrating it at all. It is the Mecca. It really is. Like, you feel it in there. Although I found it to be cooler in there for college basketball where I felt it more. But with that being stated, I think, like, having too many celebrities and all that can backfire on you. Right? Like, how intimidating is it for the Pacers to see Larry David and Timothy Chalamet like sitting courtside? It's like, oh, look, there's Jenner. Like, that's really intimidating. Like, you know what I mean? See, like, you got some hardcore fans. No, it's like, oh, there's Kylie Jenner and Kim Kardashian, whatever, Cam. Like the real fans are all in the streets, like Toronto, exactly. Like with the Leaf games. Yeah. Like MSG is the tickets are so expensive. It's like whenever you got Ben Stiller and Noah Syndergaard and like John McEnroe, and like I've been there. So like the freaking first 2 rows all around the court is literally just all celebrities and models and stuff. I think I don't know, players like it. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's easier. Like I'm just playing in front of a bunch of celebrities. I don't even really know who the hell they are anyways. Right? So I said this last night, though. I said, man, looking at the number, the Knicks last night, guys, were +500 to win the championship, and the Pacers were +700. And I said, well, even though I think the Thunder is so great, man, that's a big number you're getting with these teams. I got to tell you, I'm pretty tempted now just to take the freaking Pacers at +500 and hope for the best in the NBA Finals, guys. I think the Pacers are going to beat the Knicks, and I'm getting +500 to win the title. It's a pretty good price.
Yeah, and if possibly if they get to the finals and maybe get an upset in Game 1 or something like that, you could probably go ahead and hedge that a little bit. So, yeah, definitely think that that's a great bet at +500.
We'll wrap up with Delano on the other side, and we'll bring Babano in.
knows how to show love to our everyday heroes. So if you're a first responder, you are in for some perks. Lots of hotels and casino offer big discounts to any first responders who can show valid work or volunteer ID. So treat yourself to a discounted stay. You deserve it. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
If you believe he should be in the Hall of Fame, there's, let's let him wait another 2 years. Wait, he's already dead at this point. Like, what are you waiting for another 2 to 3 years? He's either in or he's out. And sometimes you look at that too, Tom, it's like you can't tell, the history of Major League Baseball without Pete Rose.
Frankly, the writers have some standard that they want to hold players to, which seems to fluctuate on a player-to-player basis. So he should be in the Hall of Fame, but I'm not sure how quickly he'll get there.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
I actually like the fact that they went 7 games against a quality opponent here and still had to face adversity even in a game number 7. How are we setting up this next series with a rested Minnesota Timberwolves team taking on OKC fresh from the fight here?
They had an extremely, maybe it's just too strong of a statement to say, easier pathway than people thought, particularly because of their size.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
We were so caught up in that epic basketball game and crazy hockey comeback as well. But the basketball game was just wild. I was frustrated. The D-back Dodger total was 9, and you got May versus Burns tonight. I thought it was freaking high, but I didn't take it. Caught up in this other stuff. I did bet on the Dodgers, and here we are. It's 1-0 in the 6th inning, low scoring. Total's 5.5 right now. D-backs do have runners on first and third. Meanwhile, the Angels are smoking hot this week. They swept the Dodgers, and then they go into Sacramento, and they beat them 2 straight times, and now they're leading 6-3 right now. We're in the top of the 5th inning. In-game total is 14.5 right now in Sacktown. We'll wrap it up with Dave Delano. We'll bring in our boy Babano here. HitThePick.com. Get Sports Strong on X. Dave, quickly with the hockey tomorrow, the Carolina Panthers game. It's unbelievable, guys. People talk about the Leafs, and we're just kidding about the Knicks. And every team that loses, their bad numbers are always going to be exposed and stuff. And it always looks terrible. But it wasn't discussed that much. But I'll bring it up now, guys. The Carolina Hurricanes have lost 13 consecutive games in the conference finals. The last 3 times that the Carolina Hurricanes have made the conference finals, they have been swept. All right? It's easy to say. We all remember they got swept in 2 years ago. 2023, they got swept by the Florida Panthers. Thing is, a couple of years ago before that, the Canes made the conference finals and got swept. And a couple of years before that, it's actually been 13 straight Eastern Conference hockey game, conference championship hockey games. The Canes have lost, and the Panthers are underdogs tomorrow. It's hard to want to take the Canes tomorrow here, Dave. I got to tell you.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take the Panthers, and I was on the Canes in Game 1, but I'm going to go ahead and pivot. I know that it's easy to say, well, the Carolinas at home, they're down 1-0, so it's a desperate situation. But the way that they were dominated, that trend that you just mentioned, and you're getting plus money with looks like the much better team, the much tougher team right now in the Florida Panthers at plus 108. That's gonna definitely be an official play for me. Is going to be the Florida Panthers.
Dave Delano, we'll get you out of here. Dave, anything Major League Baseball overnight numbers that catch your eye yet? If you've taken a look at it.
Yeah, so for Major League Baseball, I do like the Detroit Tigers tomorrow, minus 135, pretty good price with a Flaherty on the mound. He's done well against this Guardians lineup in the past. I also like the Seattle Mariners as well, going up against the Houston Astros. George Kirby has been outstanding against the Astros in his career. You don't see the Astros as a home underdog too often, but Lance McCullers Jr., just so many years of dealing with injuries, he hasn't found his form yet. I like the Mariners in that spot as well. And another one a little bit pricier, but they got to postpone due to weather today. I like the Atlanta Braves, Washington Nationals. Nice little 4-game winning streak, but I think that comes to an end tomorrow. The Nationals play the Braves tough. You know, they got the win in the opener of the series, but I like the Braves to go ahead and handle business. And I don't know what the line is on the Colorado Rockies, man. It's crazy. You're starting to see a Major League Baseball team as a 3-run underdog sometimes with some of these alternate numbers, but I mean, they're pretty much printing money. I know traditional people sometimes, even if you look at the run line and you start looking at those minus 180s, I know some people like my buddy Sean Higgs will never lay that, but I mean, the numbers don't lie. And if you look at least profitable teams, I'm basically just in auto fade mode for the Rockies. I've been hammered the Phillies the whole series. This particular one with Ranger Suarez, it's a little bit of a tough match. You've got some questions about him. I like the over in that game, and I still think that the Phillies are worth a sprinkle. Throw it in your parlays and all that. I mean, you got an 8-41 team. Maybe I was talking about it earlier. Maybe the worst starting pitching rotation in Major League Baseball history. It's hard to put a number big enough when you got something that historically bad.
They are on pace to be the worst team in Major League Baseball history. And I like where you're going with the picks. The Tigers, best record in baseball right now, which is pretty insane. And as I've been bringing up a lot, they lost the first 3 games of their season to the Los Angeles Dodgers and have really never looked back since. Dave Delano, hitthepick.com. Get sports strong. Dave, always a pleasure, my man.
Oh, thanks so much, man.
There's Dave Delano with us. We'll let your get your voice back after that crazy night of sports action. The Edmonton Oilers blow a 3-1 lead. The New York Knicks blow a 14-point lead. I was saying the 108 to 92, but up by 14 with 2:50 left. Unbelievable comeback for the Indiana Pacers and the Dallas Stars tonight. Is Babano, are you ready to go, Babano? Ian Cameron getting ready in his dungeon, the Dungeon of Doom in Hamilton.
In his jail cell. That's the best. What happens in Babano's lair? I love the Japanese
I think that's
scream.
a good thing. The Dungeon of Doom. He's sort of gone all out there. He's got a Hamilton Tiger Cat like license plate or something now. He's at it.
Yeah.
He's at it.
He's still a lot of space that needs to be filled. Yeah, he's got a football and a tie cat and a doll. I love this guy. Amazing.
He's going all out.
He really is. Great
he's going all out. So yeah, epic comeback tonight. I would have been a little bit happier if the Edmonton Oilers would have won the game tonight, but the thing with the Oilers is I know they're not going to panic being down a game. That's going to be a long series, going to be a 7-game series. But as far as the Carolina Hurricanes are concerned for tomorrow, I had a bad feeling about it, like coming into this series for them. Number one, the Panthers just are beating everybody right now. And the Carolina Hurricanes are a good team, but it's all style. It's like styles make fights and matchups make sports. You know what I mean? Like, that's how you win bets. Like, not just by number. You got to understand the matchups of this stuff. And Carolina do not match up well with the Florida Panthers. And we're seeing this right now. Like, they're getting steamrolled. Like, Carolina play the same way all the time. And they don't have, like, a next level. It just sort of is what it is with them. The Panthers do have that next level. And 13 consecutive Eastern Conference Championship losses. It's hard to, that's the definition of catching a falling knife. And then, to ask them to win as a favorite, too, Kim, minus 130 for the Carolina Hurricanes. At some point, I've got to say, all right, that's enough. And I've had enough, like, picking on. And listen, actually, against the, with all that being stated, the 7-game series with the Leafs, we actually made money because the Leafs were underdogs in every game. And I took the Leafs in every game. So we didn't, it wasn't like this it wasn't this big catastrophe betting, against the Panthers every game. But as a whole, like in these series and stuff, Carolina doesn't have a snowball chance in Raleigh, North Carolina lasting of winning this series. Like, they don't. You can try to kid yourself and stuff that they do, but they really don't. And the only question is now whether they lose in 4, whether they lose in 5. I don't think it even gets to 6 at this point. Like, maybe 5.
I'm a stubborn son of a bitch. I'll take them one more time, but I will say this about Florida. Where did they do their damage? On the road in Toronto. Toronto played a lot better in Florida. I'm not sure if Carolina's capable of doing what the Leafs did, winning road games, but I'll give the Canes one more kick at the can. But you're right. That is a falling knife, trying to break a 13-game losing streak.
Babano now with us. Babano, you want to get in front of the 13-game losing streak that the Carolina Hurricanes are on in conference championship games right now?
No, I don't, but I will take them to score in the first period because they have to have a strong start in that game tomorrow night, get the lead, force Florida to play from behind, which obviously they didn't do in game 1 because they were down 2-0 in the first period. That's the important thing. Make sure you get the lead, get the first goal, put a little pressure finally on Florida. We'll see if Carolina is able to do that, but that's the only thing I like with Carolina. I don't trust them for the full game. In fact, a bet that I like, and someone that's on our Ice Guys show as a guest often likes it, you take one team to score in one period and another team to score in another period, and you parlay them together. You usually get plus money. Carolina first period goal, Florida second period goal.
Vegas knows how to show love to our everyday heroes. So if you're a first responder, you are in for some perks. Lots of hotels and casino offer big discounts to any first responders who can show valid work or volunteer ID. So treat yourself to a discounted stay. You deserve it. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
If you believe he should be in the Hall of Fame, there's, let's let him wait another 2 years. Wait, he's already dead at this point. Like, what are you waiting for? Another 2 to 3 years. He's either in or he's out. And sometimes you look at that too, Tom. It's like you can't tell, the history of Major League Baseball without Pete Rose.
Frankly, the writers have some standard that they want to hold players to, which seems to fluctuate on a player-to-player basis. So he should be in the Hall of Fame, but I'm not sure how quickly he'll get there.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
I actually like the fact that they went 7 games against a quality opponent here and still had to face adversity even in a game number 7. How are we setting up this next series where they rested Minnesota Timberwolves team taking on OKC fresh from the fight here?
They had an extremely, maybe it's just too strong a statement to say, easier pathway than people thought, particularly because of their size.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
Wow, a 3-1 game turned into a 6-3 final. Ended up with 9 goals when it was all said and done. Wild night of sports tonight. I told people, and I'm always right about this stuff, about what games will be better. And it's kind of anticlimactic. Like the Panthers and Canes, it's boring. And, we'll see what happens with Oklahoma City and Minnesota. That's what I'm more looking forward to tomorrow as far as the night action is concerned. But truth be told, I've been loving and eating up every moment of this World Hockey Championships, and I missed it today. I missed it. It was an off day for everybody, but now we're into the knockout stage, and it gets real. So, Babano, as we were going into the break tomorrow, you said you liked the bet of Carolina to score in the first period, Florida to score in the second period. That's all good, but who do you think wins the game?
Florida. I'd look at Florida full game. I think Carolina starts strong. We've seen Florida come back before. They're very capable of it. Here's the thing, too, about Freddie Anderson. New Jersey and Washington didn't crash the crease. They didn't get to the blue paint. They didn't do everything possible to take the eyes away from Freddie Anderson. Well, Florida plays that kind of style. They get in the goalie's kitchen. They make life difficult for him with screens, with traffic, with just taking it. That's how Bennett scored last night in game one. It was a perfect screen. Anderson couldn't even see it. He's going to deal with a lot more chaos in front of the net, and I don't know if he's adept to handle it, and we saw it last night. So I like Florida for the game.
All right, let's get into the World Hockey Championship. So 10:20 a.m. Eastern Time, Switzerland and Austria. The Swiss are 11-1 on the money line. They're -2.5 on the puck line. The total is 5.5. This is a tough, you want to lay 2.5 with the Swiss here, man. You got to lay 50 cents. Are you going to be betting the Swiss and the Austrians in this game?
I'd probably parlay it, or at least maybe, either a money line parlay, or at least put a puck line down to 1.5. I don't know if I could trust them to win by 3 goals. They're a defensive-minded team. I know they've got some good players. Nico Hischier, of course, leading the way, and they're capable of scoring, but they're a team that's going to play that Finnish type of style. Really defensive-minded first. I would prefer Austria team total under, actually, if I were to bet something in that game. I think the Austrians will be hard-pressed to score a lot. I think Switzerland wins, but I think the best way might be Austria's team total under as a bet to make.
I like the under in the game, actually, as a whole. I can see it being like 3-0 or something like that. It's an elimination game. It's going to be hard to score on Switzerland. Austria as well. I don't think it's going to be a rout. I'm looking at the alternate line. Some of the games, they don't let you do it. Like the Canada game, sometimes they don't let you do the alternate line. It's very frustrating. This one, alternate puck line. So you can get Switzerland, -1.5. Man, you got to pay for it, man. -330. That's just insane. The way to approach this stuff is you do it with same-game parlays. Right, you know what I mean? You get Switzerland, to win the game, and you make it under 6.5 or something like that, and you'll turn it into a small plus money at least. All right, so you mentioned Finland. I'm calling the upset in this one. I'm calling Finland are always a day late, dollar short in these tournaments. At the Four Nations, they played well. Like, if you guys remember, it'd be like, 1-1 after the second period, and it ended up losing 5-1. Right, the wheels would fall off for them. Their goaltending was shaky. They had a lot of injuries. If you guys recall, their defensemen were all missing in the Four Nations. And they still kind of played all right, but Saros wasn't good. And then they were like, all right, we'll play Lankinen. And then Lankinen wasn't very good. All right, we'll go back to Saros. And Saros wasn't very good. Like, they never really got into a groove in that tournament. They're kind of, and you had that shaky game against France, but they also came back and scored 3 goals in the last minute or whatever and won the game. If you can beat Canada, you can beat the United States. And you're getting nice plus money here with the Finns, guys. I'm going to roll the dice. I mean, it's in Sweden, but it's basically a road game for the U.S. here. I'm getting the Finns at +165. I also like Finland +1.5 at -165, speaking of parlays and stuff, because I wouldn't be surprised if this game went to overtime. What's your pick here, Babano? USA and Finland. I don't think USA should be -200 favorites.
Yeah, I agree. I think dog and draw. You could sprinkle on Finland money line and the draw. I think this has overtime potential, and I think it comes down to goaltending. Saros has been excellent in this tournament. You never know what you're going to get from him. He didn't have a great season with Nashville, but here he is in this tournament playing probably the best hockey he's played all season in any league or any tournament. He's been excellent, and he's a big reason why they beat Canada the other day. And the U.S. doesn't have that same goaltending. Swayman and Decord, their 2 goalies are a little bit hit or miss. They can score. I like the offensive weapons that the U.S. has, but Finland plays that real tight checking, take away time and space in the neutral zone type of style, and frustrated Canada to a certain extent. And I think they're very capable of doing that to the United States. Plus Saros, I like the way he's playing than either U.S. goalie. So I'm with you here, Gabe. I think it's a very live underdog in this game.
Canada's laying 3.5 to Denmark. Canada gets a good draw here against the Danes. I'm not in love with laying 3.5, but I think it's the knockout stage now. I think Canada's going to dial it up a notch, and they're going to score goals. I can see Canada winning this game like 5-0, guys. I'm going to pull the trigger. I'll lay the 3.5 here. Canada is 16-1 on the money line, but I do have Canada plus 130 to win the tournament. Are you betting this game, Babano? How are you betting this game if you're betting it?
Usually if I like the favorite like this, I'll go team total instead of puck line. It's just a different way to go about it. I think Canada team total over could be something to go with. You could go the puck line too, but usually I go with the team total. I think I'd look at that rather than the 6.5. I think it could go over 6.5, but you'd have to rely maybe on Denmark, I should say, to get like a goal or two. But Canada should do most of the scoring. I like Canada team total over. That's my favorite look, but I'd lean to the full game over as well.
I'm going to lay the 3.5 with Canada, Cam. Are you going to bet this game?
I am. I am going to lay the 3.5 too. I think it's statement time. And Gabe, before we get into the final game, have you seen the line movement in Sweden, Czechia? This line, when we had McInnes on the show on Tuesday, was Sweden minus 155. I wrote them all down. It's minus 230 now. That's called steam. That's nuts.
It's in Sweden, so it's a home game for Sweden. Czech Republic coming off the loss to the Americans. This will be a competitive game. It's going to be a tough game. You know, Sweden are really good, though. I get the feeling that Sweden are going to win the game. I'm not really in love with laying the 230. Babano, what's your quick pick, Sweden and the Czech Republic?
Sweden team total over. I think 4.5. I'd go over. Sweden's starting to score. I like over. 4.5's pretty low.
Yeah, that was a weird game with Canada, though, with 8 goals.
Vegas knows how to show love to our everyday heroes. So if you're a first responder, you are in for some perks. Lots of hotels and casino offer big discounts to any first responders who can show valid work or volunteer ID. So treat yourself to a discounted stay. You deserve it. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
If you believe he should be in the Hall of Fame, there's, let's let him wait another 2 years. Wait, he's already dead at this point. Like, what are you waiting for? Another 2 to 3 years. He's either in or he's out. And sometimes you look at that too, Tom. It's like you can't tell, the history of Major League Baseball without Pete Rose.
Frankly, the writers have some standard that they want to hold players to, which seems to fluctuate on a player-to-player basis. So he should be in the Hall of Fame, but I'm not sure how quickly he'll get there.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
I actually like the fact that they went 7 games against a quality opponent here and still had to face adversity even in a game number 7. How are we setting up this next series with a rested Minnesota Timberwolves team taking on OKC fresh from the fight here?
They had an extremely, maybe it's just too strong a statement to say, easier pathway than people thought, particularly because of their size.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
I'm looking at Bet365 here. These guys literally and figuratively take bets on everything. Like here's handball. I can bet on African handball, Iceland Pro Handball League, Norway Women's Handball League. I could bet on I can bet politics. I can bet on who's going to win the Scottish parliamentary by-election. They don't have lines up for the Memorial Cup. I don't. It's baffling to me. It drives me crazy.
Election.
It's true, dude. Irish politics, Scottish election. You can bet on who's going to win, the UK Idol, instead of American Idol, whatever. UK Idol, seriously, some of the things. Norway chess champion, the Norway chess championship. It's a big respected chess chain. Like, you can bet on the World Chess Championships. Can't bet on the Memorial Cup with this book. I don't understand it. It's always bothered me. And there's another book. They're not paying me to say this, but for those of you who want to bet on it, Bet99 does have the Memorial Cup. They've got the junior hockey lines up. But, yeah, the Memorial Cup's going to be lit, guys. Starts Friday night. It's kind of like the March Madness of hockey. Even though it's not college, but that's the best way of describing it. It's the championship teams from each, conference type deal. The Ontario champion, the Quebec champion, and the Western champion. And you got like a 4-team tournament. Should be noted the team from Quebec has actually won 4 of the last 5 times. So we'll get into it tomorrow more. We'll let you know what books it's at and all that, because it'll start to pop up more. All right, Cam, your golf picks. What do you got for the Charles Schwab?
I got a few things. Didn't go too crazy this week. We talk about Scheffler. He might be able to win again. And the best was the bet boost from plus 240 to 350, but he has to win by 3 strokes. So moving forward.
He's got to win by 3?
Yeah,
for the boost? That sucks. At least give you the boost to win.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Imagine he wins and you don't even get it. I'm telling you, I looked at it and I went, wow. Oh, dude, it was the lamest thing I've ever seen. I actually almost went on to complain about it, to say that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Anyway, I got a couple of the same picks as Brady. We're going to start with Aaron Rye. Ryan Ginger's a really good player right now. Actually, 35-1 on Rye. This guy's dangerous as hell. Loves this type of course, Gabe. It's a second shot course. You got to hit the ball, and if his putter gets hot, he'll be there. JT Poston, Brady had him too, 50-1. Hot player, finished really, really well. JJ Spawn has been in many final groups this year at 55-1. Davis Thompson is a guy, very, very good approach player and a streaky putter. Bud Cauley coming off injury at Alabama. Now he's playing really, really well now that he's getting healthier. And Eric Cole, Gabe, Cole Kane, it's the golfer of choice. This guy's driving me nuts. But if anybody's going to win, this is the type of course. Nice and short. And those are the outrights right now. Let's go for the first-round leaders. This is what we like to talk about. First-round leaders are fun because we can pay for the whole tournament. We're going to go with Tommy Fleetwood at 35, Rye at 40. Ashkay Bhatia has had the first-round lead a few times this year. He's 65-1. So is Tom Hoagie at 75-1. Cameron Davis from Australia, a notorious Thursday warrior, 80-1. I got Cole to win, so I got to take him at 85. And EVR, not Rob Van Dam, Eric Von Royen, 95-1. I like Daniel Berger, Gabe, for a top 10. I know Brady liked him to win. It's great price at over $2 for him for a top 10. Here are top 20s. Your boy, you talked about it, Gabe, English, plus 130 for a top 20. Harmon, plus 190. The new North Carolina Tar Heel top 10 machine is Ryan Gerard. Watch out for this kid. Future very good golfer, plus 210. And Ashkay Bhatia, plus 230. Enjoy the golf, everybody.
I'm going to throw a couple of just random darts here. No reason or rhyme or reason for first-round leader. Just gut hunch. Andrew Novak, 60-1, first-round leader. Lucas Glover, first-round leader, 60-1. And my real long shot, as I brought up earlier, Brian Campbell, 150-1, first-round leader.
Former Sabre and Blackhawk, Brian Campbell, man, 150-1, $10 gets you a smooth 1,600. That's a nice price. He's good.
Yeah, a little flyer on little flyer. But man, you have any golf picks for us?
Yeah, we got some. Harris English 30-1, Siwoo Kim 50-1. We've got Lucas Glover 75-1. You mentioned him. We've got Gary Woodland 110-1. And how about this one? Little longer shot. Return of the Mac Meisner 175-1.
And congratulations to your boy from the Hammer there, Babano. SGA, the MVP.
Yes. Very proud of him. Happy he got it. I love that it's all about the team too.
Babano, yes, very, very happy for him.
Very proud of him. What, he's elementary school teacher? It's pretty simple.
Of course I'm proud.
You're going to give him the key to the city, Babano? That was sounding like a politician right there. Yes, very proud of SGA. Excellent, great community guy.
Lay the 3.5 with Canada tomorrow. They're going to win like 5-0. And so are USA, but Team Finland wins. Other night, you're on your own later.